Days of Our Lives spoilers are setting up a sharp and almost poetic reversal as Sarah Horton may soon be forced to confront the consequences of the emotional wall she's built around Xander Kyriakis. For a long time now, Sarah has controlled every aspect of Xander's access to their daughter, Victoria. She has refused to let him see his child, refused to engage with him as a co-parent, and refused to acknowledge any meaningful change in him. Even as Xander has done everything asked of him and more. He has committed himself to therapy, taken accountability for his past, and worked tirelessly to become a better man not just for Sarah but for his daughter. Yet none of it has been enough. What makes this storyline so difficult to watch is that Sarah no longer comes across as cautious or protective. Instead, she feels punitive. Rather than using Xander's past as a reason to proceed carefully, she uses it as a permanent justification to shut him out entirely. Her refusal to allow Xander even limited access to Victoria undermines the idea of redemption that soaps are built on. Viewers are watching Xander grow, struggle, and try to heal, only to be met with relentless judgment and emotional stonewalling. The imbalance of power has become extreme, and Sarah's inability to recognize Xander's progress has turned her from a sympathetic character into a deeply frustrating one. That's why the potential shift toward Xander rekindling something with Gwen Rizek feels so significant. Gwen, for all her flaws, has always understood Xander in a way Sarah currently refuses to. She doesn't deny his past, but she also doesn't define him by it. If Gwen begins to offer Xander emotional support, acceptance, and genuine affection, it creates a stark contrast to the cold rejection he's been receiving from Sarah. This isn't just about romance, it's about validation. Xander has been starved of any acknowledgement that his efforts matter, and Gwen could become the person who finally gives him that. When Sarah inevitably sees Xander connecting with Gwen, the emotional tables may finally turn. For the first time, Sarah would be forced to experience what it feels like to be on the outside looking in. Watching Xander laugh, relax, and feel wanted by someone else could awaken emotions Sarah has kept buried behind resentment and control. Jealousy, regret, and insecurity could surface, not because Xander is doing anything wrong, but because Sarah may finally realize she's been punishing the man he was rather than supporting the man he's becoming. There's also a deeper moral question at play. If Sarah truly believes people can't change, then what message does that send to Xander, or to Victoria as she grows up? By refusing to allow Xander a chance to be a present father despite clear evidence of growth, Sarah risks teaching her daughter that redemption isn't possible and that mistakes define you forever. This is why so many viewers are turning on Sarah as a character. Her rigidity feels less like strength and more like fear, and her unwillingness to self-reflect has made her increasingly unwatchable for a portion of the audience. If Xander moves forward with Gwen, it may finally shift the narrative balance. Sarah would no longer be the one holding all the cards. She would be the one forced to confront her own choices, her own inability to forgive, and the possibility that she may lose Xander not because of his failures, but because of her refusal to evolve. That kind of emotional reckoning could either redeem Sarah as a character or push her further into isolation, depending on how she responds. Ultimately, this storyline isn't just about a love triangle. It's about growth versus stagnation, redemption versus punishment, and whether holding on to the past can destroy the future. Xander's journey toward becoming a better man has been compelling to watch. The real question now is whether Sarah will grow alongside him, or be left behind as he finally finds happiness elsewhere.